Everybody, we're here at Face to Face Wrestling right now. Dave Wills here, joined by three legends in the business. First, Mr. Hughes, well-known trainer of Apollo Crews, also of John Gresham, Heath Slater, and numerous other trainees out there. Definitely Mr. Theodore R. Long, Teddy Long, SmackDown General Manager, one heck of a manager of the Tag Team of Doom, also in the WCW World Tag Team Champions, also a Hall of Famer, as well as Mr. Ron Simmons, one half of Doom with Butchery, and also well known as the APA, and with John Bradshaw Layfield. These men are very big legends in the sport, and they're coming together on a project known as Face to Face Wrestling, a training school in Atlanta, and this is really something that's going to have the wrestling world talking, I believe. It's great to have y'all here. When y'all come together for training, I know that a lot of people see wrestling today and it's a little different than what it used to be. Maybe you got away from the basics. Mr. Hughes, well, what do you hope to bring to face-to-face wrestling?
Well, you know, I've been training people for going on 15 years now, you know, and training a lot of talented young people out there. And the thing I see that's starting to fade away is the old school style of professional wrestling, you know, where guys working holds and pretty much, you know, telling stories and things like that. You know, that's kind of slipping away in the wrestling business. So with me and Teddy Long and Ron Simmons tagging up here to try to keep all that alive, and that's the mission right here.
Absolutely. You also, from when your WCW days, you were a much bigger wrestler then. I take it you could also help trainees maybe with nutrition, training, stuff like that as well, Mr. Hughes?
Yeah, we got all that set up, ready to rock and roll. Guy over here at Beast, the Beast Factory, you know, talented individual, you know, works out, trains stars, just like I do. And of course, right here, as far as the wrestling goes, we got over 100 and something years of experience right here sitting before you. And that's what we're going to offer to the people that join this new facility.
Absolutely. Also understand that one of your trainees, Heath Slater, who is on national television this time, may also be involved. So that's going to be an added benefit to have someone who's currently out there also involved in the school along with you and these other gentlemen here.
That's right. And of course, I'm glad to be with these two gentlemen. Been known them forever. And we're going to try to put our experience and try to grow this great facility. Ted?
Absolutely. Mr. Long, Mr. Long, you've done everything. You've been a manager, a general manager of SmackDown, a referee. You've done all of the wrestling business. And I think this may be one of the first training schools you've been involved with. Is that correct?
Well, yeah, this is the first one that I've been involved with because in the past, I haven't had the time to really sit down and, you know, figure out exactly what I wanted to do with the rest of my life by me being on the road and traveling so much. But now with the time off and the time to think about how I want to live the rest of my life and enjoy my life, I want to give back, and that's basically what it's all about. You know what I mean? Is there's somebody out there that might want to become a referee. And you find in a lot of wrestling schools, you never hear anybody that says they're going in to train to be a referee. You never hear that. So I was a referee for over 9 years. You know, I started in the NWA, WCW, and then when I went to work with Vince in 1998, I started out as a referee. So I feel that I got pretty good referee skills and that I can teach somebody something and I can learn them something. Also, you know, of course, managing, you know, managers are people that have to talk. I think I can do that.
No doubt about it.
So I think I'll be a big help in that way, and I'm just happy to be a part of Face to Face. I'm happy to be associated here with my man Ron Simmons. You know, we go way back to Doom, and player, we still breathing. And back here with Curtis, you know, the big cat back, you know, when he was going. So we're all still alive, we're all breathing, man. And I feel I can speak for them. We just want to give something back to the community and give back to kids that sign up and join face-to-face wrestling and let them know, you know, that there is an opportunity for you in this business, and if we can help you achieve that, then that's what we want to do.
Absolutely. And also you were a general manager of SmackDown for so long. I know
9 years.
9 years.
The longest ringing general manager in the history of wrestling.
And with that experience, for someone who may go up to somewhere like a TNA or Ring of Honor or WWE, you have to know all kind of things to be in a spot like that, a capacity like that. You know, stuff like, you know, how to talk, camera, what you're looking at. I know you can definitely bring some bring a lot of things to the table because, I mean, you had to work directly with Vince McMahon and so many other people on that for so many years, did you not?
Well, exactly right. I learned a lot from Vince McMahon. Basically, most of the stuff that I did, Vince McMahon wrote a lot of it. The angle that I did with The Undertaker and being kidnapping me, Vince he wrote that. A lot of the stuff that I did with Vicky Guerrero, that was Vince. He wrote a lot of that stuff. So I'm just blessed that I was able to pull it off and to make him happy and to be successful in the WWE, and I guess that showed it when I went into the Hall of Fame.
Absolutely, being a Hall of Famer, it's a great thing. And with all your experience, you know, in front of the camera as the general manager, refereeing, managing, all this other stuff, Mr. Long, I think you're really going to add a lot to the training here at Face to Face. Believe me, Mr. Long, it's a pleasure to be, you know, able to be speaking with you, Mr. Hughes and Mr. Simmons.
Thank you.
Absolutely. Mr. Simmons, you are acknowledged pretty much as, well, in WCW, the first African-American heavyweight champion. Your pedigree stands alone itself as all. You're also a tag team champion. You're a Hall of Famer. A very strong individual. You have a lot of bases in the Georgia area.
Oh yeah.
And of course, Florida State. I know you. What are you looking to bring to the school, Mr. Ron Simmons?
Well, yeah, you know, first, you know, let's go back to when you first started there, and you hit on, you know, how styles have changed and how professional wrestling has changed, right? I am, without a doubt, a traditionalist. Okay, I believe, you know, in the way that what this business was founded on, man. Hey, you know, the good guy, bad guy. Okay, just as Curtis was talking just a moment ago, right? The same ideology that this business was founded on, I believe that this is what is going to continue to thrive and move it forward. Now, having said that, understanding that things change and generations change, you know, the styles change, they have to find a way to incorporate that in with what this business was founded on, okay? And that's what all three of us believe in strongly, right? And, I mean, if you want to do this, you have to do it back from the standpoint of how it started, you know? You have to be able to have characters, you know, you have to be traditionalists when it comes to on the mic, you know, you have to be able to do the match skills. You have to be, all of these things have to be done the proper way, and it has to be done in a manner where when you get into that ring, that guy that you're in there with has to trust you, okay? And that's what we want to be sure of when we're going through this training process with someone. They get into this ring that they're thoroughly prepared to be in there, okay? Not only with not endangering the person they're in there with, but to not do harm to themselves, you know? So this is something that I think is gonna be good, not only for myself, as Teddy was speaking, you know, giving back, you know, and I'm fortunate to be in this position, you know, like all of us, you know, we've seen guys, you know, come in, their careers cut short due to injuries and some other things, you know, but I've watched guys come before me and they get, you know, and I say, God, if I'm ever in this position and I'm at the point where I wanna do it, you know, I've been asked in the past so many times about, hey, Ron, when are you gonna open up a school? When are you gonna do this? And when Curtis approached me, and then I found out Teddy was involved in this, you know, and I'm at the right point now in my life where I want to do this, and he has the same ideology that I have as well as Teddy. So this is going to be a great format.
Well, one thing you do bring up about is the basics.
Yeah.
You may can do all the acrobatics and flip off the top rope and do all this other stuff,
Right.
but if you don't have the basics, your chances of getting a job with some folks like a WWE or something are limited right there.
They're very limited,
And,
you know.
you know, and plus also the risk of injury is there because there's only so much you can do flipping off the rope.
Well, yeah, I mean, and Teddy can attest to this. When, you know, particularly when I first started and came into the business and then working with Doom, hey, there were a lot of things that I would like, and you know, skills, I had the size and everything, right? But when it came to just basic things, that's where his expertise came in. He had many more years before me. So, hey, he was able there to help me with the small things, the basic things that you never think about when you're in that ring, but that makes a big difference, you know, when you're there and when you're presenting this product to the people, you know? So like you said, all of these basic things gonna go into work, you know, and that's what we're trying to do here at Face to Face, and you know, and this is what we're gonna work on foremost and first.
Well, like you said, also with, you know, good guy, bad guy. This
Yeah.
this is a story that even transcends wrestling. You have, you know, you have a Bobby, but you have a JR. You have a Bugs Bunny, but you have Yosemite Sam.
Right.
And these things
The way of
won't
the world.
change. Exactly. These things
know?
won't change.
Right.
And being that every one of y'all has been very successful, being that all of y'all have made it to the top and major characters now have been able to go in there and make a profession, make a living in the business, it really would show, and it really would help students to come in here and to learn from professionals such as you, because you can get trained by anybody in the business. Anybody can give you a pair of tights.
That's true.
But to have the knowledge and stuff that y'all have, that's phenomenal right there. And like you said, you learned something from Mr. Long.
Yes.
You can learn something from anybody right
That's
there.
right. And you know what? Myself, you know, speaking for myself personally, right? I've had the very good fortune of having my career to span several different generations, okay? Wahoo McDaniel, the Rick Flair, the Junkyard Dog, Warren Anderson, Mike Thunder Bear, all these guys, you understand? And you take away something from them, man. You know, you got to be an idiot if you don't learn something from these guys, you know?
Right.
You have to be.
Sounds
Bro,
natural.
It's natural, you understand? And when you can go back and watch the footage from then and as opposed to now, and you see that it moving away from the things that this business was founded on. You know, I think they become so much enthralled with, you know, the more that they can make it look, you know, as if it's, you know, a clip hanging, you know, more thrilling, acrobatic, you know, Barnum and Bailey type of thing, you know, and they're getting away from what
You see more cooperation and more
you know,
combat.
right, which is what it was founded on, you know, and that's what we want to get back to.
And the one thing, a lot of people will look at wrestling or look at WWE or TNA or Ring of Honor or any local promotion or whatever, and they will see stuff like the in-ring action. But that's not all it is to being a wrestler. You have all kind of other stuff.
That's
You
right.
have to deal with promoters.
That's
You
right.
there's a way to conduct yourself in the locker room at WWE, or you could be, have your bags thrown out.
All of it, right.
I think y'all can help with stuff like that too.
Oh, well, Teddy's covered all of it. He's done everything there is to do. Okay? He's a man that's covered all of these things. Okay?
You know, basically, you know, it's discipline, you know what I mean? And, you know, walking in and being a man, not coming in, you know, trying to take over and like you know everything when you know you don't. And we have people that do that. So what we want to do here face to face is once you leave this and step out of this ring, you're going to know exactly what you're supposed to do as far as the ring. And not only that, you're going to know how to conduct yourself in public around other, you know, legends as Ron, myself, and Curtis, and plus up and coming stars. You know, you're just going to be able to conduct yourself like a gentleman at all times. That's basically what it's all about.
So not only are you bringing the athleticism, you're bringing training, you're bringing nutrition, you're also bringing professionalism,
Right.
which is something that's sorely missing here.
Because you know, they have guys now, you know,
Absolutely.
that'll come into the business. When I broke into the business, you know, my thing was when you walked into that locker room and the legends were around, you shook everybody's hand and you spoke to everybody. But
right.
now they have guys walking in the locker room, don't even look at you. So, you know, the discipline has gotten
Right.
away. And I think that's probably why, you know, you see a lot of things happen that happen because there's no discipline. There's nobody
That's
telling
right.
nobody, you know, how to conduct themselves. You know, it's just like a runaway train.
All of the small things that, you know, for me, you know, that really meant a lot to me, okay? And it helped me all throughout my career, all right? I mean, it helped me how, just as Teddy was speaking, how to conduct yourself, all right? How to pay attention, how to want to learn, how to never quit wanting to learn, you know? And then the foremost thing of it all is that when you come here, you better be prepared to work, okay? You're not just coming here just so you can walk out and try to tell somebody you're a professional wrestler. You're gonna have to earn this.
It's not just something you're going to be given on
no.
platter. You've
Well,
got-
if you come in with the wrong attitude and ain't got business on your mind, we just gonna have to let you go.
It's that simple.
Oh, that's
you know,
the way it goes
You know,
sometimes.
one bad apple will spoil the whole barrel, so we're not gonna let that happen. You know, we don't have nobody with that negative stuff coming in the door. If you got that attitude, then we'll see you later, man.
Wrong place for you.
Yeah,
Wrong
yeah.
place.
Yeah.
Gentlemen, what would you like to see? What can each of you individually bring to face-to-face, other than what we already discussed, Mr. Hughes?
Well, you know, like I said, I've been in the business over 30, going on my 30th year in the profession. These guys have been in it way longer than me. But I've been teaching people on hands-on, in-the-ring training a lot of people that's out there making a living at this stuff. And basically the fundamentals of the game, what Ron and Teddy were talking about, that's kind of fading away in the wrestling business. Fans don't want to come buy a ticket to come watch because of the garbage that's been produced out there. And face-to-face is going to be one of those kind of facilities that brings that back and keeps that strong. And when we produce talent, that's what we're going to try to get these other guys to see when they come in this building and when they leave to go out and do a show or whatever the case may be, that they're well equipped to do the job that we're teaching them to do, and that's professional wrestling old school.
Exactly, 100 years of experience. If you can't learn, you need to find something else to do automatically. Mr. Long, what do you look forward to bringing?
Well, what I look forward to bringing is, like I said, we've never had a school that talked about refereeing. So if you want to become a referee, I can make that happen for you. If you want to become a manager, okay, I can make that happen for you. And that doesn't mean just talking. When you become a manager, there's a time to talk. There are things that you should say and things that you should not say. There's certain positions that you need to be in sometime for standing. You know what I mean? You're there for a reason. So it's more than just talking out there running your mouth. There's a lot that goes into managing, and you can get that right here face to face, and you can get that from me. Also, the other thing I can do, I've never been a professional wrestler, but I've had a chance to lock up and learn a few things and get in the ring and take some bumps. So I can tell you I know enough to let you know when you're having a bad match.
You let me know that a couple of times.
Yeah, I can let you know when your stuff ain't working, when you ain't doing what you're supposed to do. So, I think I have a lot to bring, and I'm just hoping that we get some people in here that want to learn and want to do the right thing, and we get face-to-face off the ground as being one of the #1 professional schools in the whole world.
You were so right. One of the biggest compliments that I can give you for watching you for all these years is that, people see a referee or a manager. It's important to know what you're doing in there because you can really distract from a match or add to it. And you can do too much at ringside now, like you were saying.
Yeah, time. Everything is timing. It's a time. Like I see a lot of managers that walk around the ring. A lot of times that's a distraction. If I'm a fan, I bought a ticket to see the guys in the ring. I don't need to see you keep moving and moving because it takes away from what they're doing in the ring because people are watching this guy thinking, well, what's he finna do? So you have to know when to move, when to do something.
And with your experience and your pedigree, you definitely can teach many people that, and I'm sure you've been be very successful here. Mr. Simmons, what kind of things are you looking at?
As far as, when it comes to all of the techniques, the skills and the format for professional wrestling, that's going to be covered by all of us. But the one thing that I know for sure that I can bring to these young kids, the young men and women that sign up and come to this school is this, okay? This won't just be something that I'll be speaking of that, people fictitiously bring up. I did this, okay? So my stuff is booked, it's on film, okay? Hey, I can teach them how to become a champion and how to succeed in what they want to do. I have put the work in to earn what I have done. Okay?
Absolutely.
And you can go back and look at it, brother. It's on film, it's all on paper, it's documented.
Right.
If they want to be a champion, they want to know what it takes, how to get the drive to move forward, to be the best at what they can be. I can teach them that.
Absolutely. Well, what you've done automatically shows because you came from Florida State as a very successful football player, and if you did not work your way up and learn the basics, they're not good. WCW wouldn't have put you in a spot feuding with people like Arn Anderson, Ric Flair, Barry Windham, and put the tag team and you were a tag team champion.
That's right.
That would not be the case. And Mr. Long was not a great athlete. There's no way he'd be in the spot. If Mr. Hughes was not.
You earn it.
Yeah, and so the same way, Mr. Hughes, there's no doubt you've done all kind of things. Feuded with the Undertaker, been with the York Foundation, Harley Race. This is really a great opportunity for students, not only in the Atlanta area and the Georgia area, but all over.
From anywhere, it doesn't matter, right? And that's the best thing. I'm glad you mentioned that. That's the best thing about this business, right? It's universal, brother. It covers everything, It transcends color, size, If you've got the heart and the drive and want to succeed in this and willing to put the work in, listen, we've got the format for you, right here.
Well, I tell you, 100 years of wrestling experience in this ring. I'm awed and very humbled to even just be in the ring with you gentlemen talking to you. But there's only one way people are going to be able to get that 100 years of experience and learn from y'all, and that's to come and sign up and get on board with face-to-face wrestling, be in the inaugural class. Sign up today because the way you're going to learn how to wrestle, how to train, how to manage, how to be a referee, how to do all the little things in the business, travel, deal with promoters. You're going to have to get it here in Atlanta, face to face. This is Dave Wills. More face to face coming right up.